Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about the cost estimation and the types of cost. From the types of cost, we are discuss about the manufacturing cost, non-manufacturing cost, working capital cost, and also the startup cost, process equipment cost estimation, and the equipment cost, and also the size relationship, and the last break-even analysis. Next, we see the what is cost estimation, how it can be calculated, and what are the types of calculation. Cost estimation are the important parts of investment appraisals. They are made for a variety of reasons. They are first point to enable the feasibility studies to be carried out and to enable a manufacturing company to select from alternative investment and to provide the information for planning the appropriations of capital to enable a contract to tender for a new project to develop a new project by using the cost estimation. And also the first steps is the preparation of a cost estimate for both capital investment and for a manufacturing is to process the flow sheet by using the cost estimation, showing all the major items of the equipment, including instrumentation. The next estimation is to calculate the size and geometry of the piece of equipment and to specify the material of the construction. Then a preliminary cost estimation is made for the capital investment based on the purchase cost of all the equipment shown on the flow sheet. For the manufacturing cost of product from the energy and the material balance and the cost of raw material, utilities, labor and the depreciations. Next we see about the types of cost. From the types of cost we see the capital investment cost. From it there is a fixed capital cost. From the fixed capital cost there is a need to supply the necessary of manufacturing and the plant facilities is called the fixed capital cost. The fixed capital cost can be divided into two types. One is manufacturing fixed capital and another one is non-manufacturing fixed capital. First, we see about the manufacturing fixed capital cost. It represents the capital necessary for the installed process equipment with all the needed to complete the process. Overall process to complete, it gets made by the manufacturing fixed cost. Next, non-manufacturing capital, the investment required for the construction overhead and for all the plant components that are not directly related to the process operation. There is some of the examples. Where the process equipment, it can be occurred in the manufacturing fixed capital. Accelerated utilities, manufacturing fixed capital, and also waste disposal is non-manufacturing. Site and the buildings are non-manufacturing fixed capital, and the construction also the non-manufacturing fixed cost. Next, we see about the working capital cost. The working capital cost for the process include the cost of following items in the process industry is likely to be a order to 10 to 20% of value of the total capital investment cost. This is some of the example for the working capital cost: raw material, semi-finished product, and the finished product, and also the cash at bank for paying monthly, twice operating expense like salaries, wages, some of the etc. There is account receivables, tax payables, and the inventories. Next, we see about the startup cost. The startup cost expenses that seldom exceed 10% of the fixed capital investment cost. The duration of the startup may vary from 1 month from well-known process to as the much of 1 year from the new ones. That is a 1 year from the new ones. Next, we see the process equipment cost estimation. Particularly, there is no literature on the cost of process equipment are available pertaining the Indian conditions. Based upon the Indian condition, there is no literature. This can be broadly classified into two categories. First one is fabricated items such as storage tank, heat exchanger, distillation column, reactors, evaporators, etc. Priority items like pumps, compressors, drivers, etc. And also the special equipment like filters, conveyors, etc. Since the inflation is so much that it's not possible to predict the cost of equipment, and a cost index method is introduced. Next, we see the cost index method. A cost index is merely number for a given year showing the cost at that time relative to a certain base year. If a cost of any past year is known, the equipment cost at the present year can be determined by cost in present year equal to cost in original into index value in present year divided by index value in the past year, like in the cost in the present year. And also we see the cost equipment size relationships. There is a chemical equipment plant increases in size and the capacity. It can be increased by the cost increases. However, there is no linear relationship between the capacity and the cost. It can be termed in the Williams 6th 10th power relationship. The size cost relations can be expressed in terms of a cost of equipment A equal to cost of equipment B into equipment of A divided by capacity of equipment of B. Whole power the n is nothing but of the cost capacity exponential factor is nothing but the exponential factor of n. Generally, the value of n varies from 0.6 to 1. In the absence of value data, n equal to 0.6 for equipment for big plants and n equal to 0.6 for the proposed by the William, and it is known as William 6th 10th power. Next, we mean break-even analysis. The break-even analysis gives the idea whether a company is running under a loss or profit. The break-even point, it is assumed that there is no loss or no profit. Break-even analysis resolves around the break-even point, which means that a particular point company just break the even without getting or incurring any losses. Break-even analysis depends upon its cost. There the costs are divided into two groups. First one is variable cost and second one is fixed cost. Fixed cost is nothing but the non-variable cost. If we see about the comparison among the variable cost items and the fixed cost items. From the variable cost items, the raw material, direct labor, process service like steam, water, powers, and the fuels, etc. And also the maintenance, operating supplies, laboratory charges, and the royalty charges, and also the packaging and storage, whole components. And the fixed cost items, nothing but of indirect. It's nothing but of depreciation, tax, insurance, debt financing, and plant over cost, administration expenses, distributions, and the marketing cost, research and development expenses. These are the overview of we can see at the cost estimation and the types of cost like equipment cost and the break-even analysis. Okay, thank you.